Hello guys, Asana here, and after a recent remake of a Lin, they decided to go ahead and then remake on another special hero, which is a Teo. He has been voted to be one of the hero that needs to be remade for a different purpose, since he did go out of a current meta right now. So we're going to talk about all the things that has been changed. There's quite a lot compared to the previous one, but let me just go ahead and then try to explain to you guys as best as possible. So, um, besides some of the things, right now there is some new pets that came out, and as a result, they are going to be a higher chance until the next update when it will be happening. So I will be going over them in a while, but it's just there's new pet, and then finally, you'll have a different pets where you can get from a special the summonings. And then also until the next update, Lin, Mercule, and Teo is higher chance right now. So they did go ahead and then take out Yunhee, which was out for quite a while, and Lin just got a rework, so you could obtain her from the special summon as well as Mercule and Teo. So that's another thing, and as usual, if you do get them during this event time, you'll be also be able to get a 6-star random summoning as well, and this will be sent out after the event is over. So don't worry if you guys don't get it uh, right after you obtain any of those three heroes. So finally, Seven Knight has been out for 1,000 days, and then they're trying to celebrate a 1,000 day countdown. And in a way, they are just proposing some of the things where they're going to work on, such as the guild dungeons, and then the content, the quests, new pets, and then special dungeon, which they did change, and also the login for the guilds. So first one is a guild dungeons. So it's gonna be a something new here, the guild dungeon, where you could there is something that you could go ahead and build from your guild, and once it's complete, then you could go ahead and then participate. And these are some of the screenshots, and then you'll be able to see it on the bottom, I guess, right corner, where it's circled, that you'll be able to see that there's a guild dungeon. So you could go ahead and then enter through that, and what it's gonna show you a different the guild dungeons that is you see. They did go ahead and then explain it. There's some different marks that hasn't been there before as well. So the first one is that something that one of the guild members already fighting, and then the other one on the bottom where you see a gold is that someone you can claim a rewards if you do clear it. And um, if someone is already doing fighting in a one of the dungeon, then you can't go ahead and participate. So make sure you wait until they clear it. So it works, a little bit different. Uh, I guess in a way also similar to guild battle. Once it's battling someone, you can't battle that same person again. So once you click on it, you'll see this. Um, since it's guild, what it's gonna be is kind of like, in a way, uh, I feel like it's more of like a raid system. So you'll see a life bar as well as how much damage that you've done, just like the raid. Um, and if you do a last hit, you get a 2 key, and if you clear, you also get a random summon for the special items. There has been in a way, complaints about how there's so limited ways of getting the special items, despite the fact that there's so wide range of stat differences as well. So That's one of the thing. So you could see how what each person did a damage on whichever one. So you could just go ahead and basically fight against them and then deal damage. So that's some of the things that you guys can go ahead and do. And there's also time limit, which they decide to do. And for every one time, you could only do for 3 minutes. So compared to like raid that can last long, this one do have time limit. So the damage you can do might be limited. So you have to, in a way, try to make the burst team. Similar, I guess, to a castle rush and raid, but have to do a lot of damage in short amount of time. So uh, also, like, the game will end if all of your heroes die, obviously, like any other one. So that's the one thing. And also, they're going to put a ranks for a guild as well, for in a way a competitive wise. So they did update a new content that we haven't seen before, and they're also releasing some of the other ones, like contents quests that they decided to do. And it's not a this is some sort of like a goal driven a quest in a way, compared to a repetitive and the daily ones that we do already. So let's go ahead and check it out. So it's gonna be also added on the top. It's gonna be the top third one. So you'll see in the blue right up there, and uh, I hope you guys know where to go in here. Um, and you'll see a different content. So like based on how what you complete for the contents, uh, the amount of the numbers will fill up, and then once it reaches a 70, you could claim a different kind of rewards. And here are a different kinds of you see in the blue and red, where you could see a different kinds of quests. I will post this one separately so that people can know what kind of quests there are, as well as post on the description page for that video as well. So this one I will try to skip, and here is a new pets. Finally, a four lords are getting a pet. This one obviously looks like the Wukong, little Wukong, and then a um, totally forgot the name, but I'll be going over them in a bit too. So, um, and then also let me change to the update one. They did change about the special dungeon. It does take long in a way, just because they do have a shields, as well as the void, the void shields as well. So what they did was they changed it by making a three times into a once, and instead the amount of you get, the amount of the water, or whichever one that you get, has been increased. Also, you could also purchase the stone to plus your special items with 450 of those waters. And they also did lower the amount of um, the special hero luminous rebellion special hero summoning cards, with 500 less, so 3,000, and then the 6,000 for the selectors. So that's something that they changed. Also, there has been a lot of also complaints about the gold room is not as effective, because the amount of gold you get is so little, and so as a result, they did increase it, as well as a reward for the special dungeon one. Um, the special world raid boss one has been also increased as well, and the amount of rubies that cost to do more than once for a special dungeon has been changed. So now, compared to before, now if you do more, it starts off as 60, but the at max it'll be 140, instead of keep going up to a 200. So It's for those of you who constantly, do special dungeon to get more. And let's look at a Teo remake. So, Teo um, has been very, very popular, and then it also went away. So, the CM Rudy here also explains it just because he has been used a lot when with his previous rework, granting a reflection damage immunity. So when Jave, Chancellor, Rook, even Evan, yeah, Evan, where a lot of reflection damage was going on, he was in a way very useful. But then his attack speed is only 31, which is fairly low, and also um, a Luminous Rebellion remakes like Akirio and a lot of Magic Heroes come out with a high damage, and then Teo just went out of the meta. And as a result, he hasn't been used for quite a while, and that's one of the reasons why they decided to do the Teo remake. So, um, it's they're like I said, they also explain, but this buff will help on certain points, but it's not gonna be able to fix all the parts. So that's one of the reason why they said most of the heroes they will constantly remake in the future so that it will fit and then will be useful in the meta. So here it is. This is a 6-star form of a tail. And the first part, previously, it was a 5% target with 100% physical and a piercing and a crit applies. So this is one of the skill that was, useful. Also, people used it for one of the daily dungeons on Sunday as well. But now it changed to 5% attack with 70% but deals it twice. So now it will deal more damage. But in addition, instead of 70 second cooldown, it increased by 5 seconds, which is not so bad. And it still applies a piercing and crit. So basically, instead of attacking once, it's just granting a more damage dealing by doing it twice. And the second part, it was 140% physical damage just once, and it dealt 30% more damage for less enemy there is. Now that has been changed, and also it reduced a buff by 2 turns. Now what they did was that it's still 140% physical damage just once, same, but instead of the other part where um, it will deal more damage based on a less enemy. They took that part out, but gave him a reduce a turn buff by 3 turns instead. So uh, that's gonna be more helpful because most of the buff nowadays are at least like has to be 3 turns to be useful. So that's gonna be make him more useful in different content as well as arena. So that's one of the thing that they did. And for the passive, they decided to grant a similar thing, reflection damage immunity for all of your allies, and also he has a damage immunities for 4 hits, and when it dies, it comes back for 3 times, for 3 turns, just like Chris and anything, and also has while that time has a status element immunity. So that's something really really nice. And then some of the things that they complained about like base speed attack and stats has been also um, raised from this patch as well. So that's something that is getting not just skill wise but stat and a lot of different things are being buffed. So he did also get a special item as well. The first option is increase regular basic damage by 30%. Second is increasing chance of counter by 20%. And the third one is increase the crit damage for his first skill. So That's some of the things. By granting him a hit immunities, they're trying to make him more sustainable in the arena and others. And like they said, they also raised a basic stats as well as attack speed. So that's some of the things that they just explained that um, they just explain so that hopefully he will do a lot of different things in the future. So that's some of the things that has been changed. It is honestly a lot of things that they decided to do uh, compared to the Lin update. But it's still really really great. Uh, and hopefully with this, I know a lot of people has been talking about is Teo great in Korea. Uh, with remake, he might probably will be back. Most of the heroes after a remake has been used widely, so I'm really excited. He's one of my favorite hero as well, so hope to see him more often used by other users. So here it is. After the special pet, um, there has been a Janabi, 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 I guess. It's hard to say it. Okay, well, it's Wukong's pet. So what it does is increases allies' life by 20%. That is so stupid, honestly. Come on. 20% is a lot. It's a lot. And this can be used in a tanky team to make even tankier or make a squishy heroes to be a little bit more sustainable in the game. So it's just really great. And the second part is that um, it takes 60% less damage from a flat damages. So that just makes some of the heroes do less damage. Some I know, yeah, some heroes do a just flat damage, and some of the newer ones has been. But this is just really really great. It's probably one of the one that I want. Even compared to Lu, increases a the defense by 15%, uh, blocking by 15%, and reducing enemies damage dealing by 15. So it's just all great too, but life is the first one, and I'm surprised that Wukong has it compared to any other one, but he did. uh, the 4-star one looks so cute, and then this one looks more like Wukong, so that's one thing. And this is a um, Ace's pet. So let's see how that will work. Um, so it's a little bit similar, but 2 to 5% target damage increases by 35%. So it's in a way similar to Jev, or the was it like a Eileen one, based on how many ever you target, and also decrease enemies' defense by 35%. So it's totally counter against a tanky dex, just like what Ace has been used for his passive and others. So each most of them it represents the characteristics of the heroes. So here it is. So it's the name is you. So very interesting. And then they also added some of the regular pets as well. Um, this one's so cute. BB. I don't. That one's not it. Here it is. Here's the new pet called Paragon. Um, I don't know whose pet this is, but uh, it's for certain content use. In the Castle Rush, increases allies' physical attack, magic attack, and defense by 30%. So this is the guy you want to take to a Castle Rush. Definitely. So they are bringing for normal heroes mainly. It's more for the content wise. And then here is the Great Library Note. So typical name, but um, increases the allies' magic and a damage dealing by 20%. So this can be used in a lot of different ways. So that's something that is very interesting to see. Those are the new heroes that has been added. Uh, Also, they have they added for the Fungian one as well. This one was before, but 1 to 3% target increased damage 30% and also crit damage increased by 15%. Like what is used, like I said, is pretty representative of the heroes. So hopefully this was informative to a lot of you. Um, One of the reason why I make these videos is just so that I don't have to go and then answer all of the questions through the messages as well. But people who can't read Koreans, hopefully this helped. I Like I said, I'm going to explain about the content quest one that they recently released. That one I'm going to make a separate video so it's helpful, and I will also let you guys know more as I find out more stuff about it. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Thank you.